Hello fellow Photoshoppers, once again it is I, Mark Elmo Ellis, with another great video tutorial from PhotoshopTrainingForum.com, where we teach you how to clearly and concisely use Adobe Photoshop. In this video segment I'm going to teach you how to use the text tool and how to add text to your picture. And it's really not that hard of a method to do, so let's get started on that right now. There are two ways that you can do this, and I'm going to teach you both methods. One's an easy way and one's a little bit more complicated but gives you more control over your fonts. So let's take a look at that right now. The quick and easy way to put text on your picture is to go over to where you see this little T on your tool palette over here, and you're going to click on that, and that will automatically select this little thingy here that looks like a typing tool. And once you click on your image, you can start typing text in and it'll automatically appear. Up here in your options bar up here, you'll notice that it says Arial regular 18 point. So up here it's telling you what your font's going to be, what style it's going to be, if it's going to be bold or whatever, and it's going to tell you how big it's going to be and so forth. Okay, so and the easy way to do that, like I said, is just to click on the image, left click on the image, and you'll have your little cursor there. Now that's awful small, so I'm going to have to make it a bigger font size. So let's go up here. We'll make it about a 48. Now you'll notice the little flashing cursor is bigger, and we can type something in, and we're going to have an Arial font. Of course, up here is where your color is. So if you click on that, you can make it whatever color you want. In this case, for a good contrast, I guess I'll make it a dark blue color. Okay, and then I'll just type in "call us," and if you don't like the size of that, all you have to do is highlight it, and you can click on the next one down as far as sizes go, and there you have it. So that's one real easy way of doing that. There's a couple other buttons up here that you should know about. This aligns you to the left or the right, this is center, and so forth. Okay, so that's real easy. That's the fast method of putting text onto your image. But let's start over again. I want to show you a little bit more effective way of doing this, and one that you have a lot more control over. So let's get rid of this layer. Put your cursor on your layer where you see the text symbol. That's where your symbol went into there, and also it will tell you what you typed in there. It will be right on here once it's been activated. Okay, but let's get rid of that. Now we're going to add text a different way. Before we do anything else, we're going to go up here and hit select and deselect layers. We don't want any layers selected while we're going through this process. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is go to Window, and we're going to slide down to where it says Character, and this will open up the character palette for you, or the character menu, and this gives you a much greater control over your characters. So basically we select Arial, so we're going to do that. Arial, we're going to have regular for right now, and so let's go ahead and activate that within our window so we can see what each of these things does. Okay, let's take our text tool and click on that, and we're going to click on our image, and that's going to activate it. Okay, now we're going to be able to see what this will do. I'll type in our letters. Okay, now right now as we see it, we've got about a 60 point, we've got Arial, and we've got regular, and if we wanted to make it bold the next time around, we'll just go ahead and we'll go up here and hit bold this time, and you'll notice the letters change. So you can adjust just about anything in here that you want. Now here's a little trick for you. If you want to adjust this without going back and erasing and typing in, and changing things and typing it in all over again, all you have to do is to see the effect immediately is to hold your mouse button down and drag it across there, and it's selected now, right? Now you can go up here and change these any way you want to. Alright, so you can see what this is doing to the letters as we're doing it. Okay, and also you could change it to bold. This is what this does. This is bold, but we're going to go with regular. Right here is our size of our font that we want. So if we want it smaller, we can make it smaller or bigger. This is what you call setting the leading. It will enable you to set the spacing between lines. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean here. If we go 24 point, I say put call, and then I hit enter for the next line. Look how close that is together, right? So that's real close. So we can do is, well, actually we can do it the way we were doing before. Hit enter. Highlight that. And we can see what the different spacing is going to do for us. See that? See how it moved it down? So that's what that does. That's spacing between lines. The kerning is a little bit more advanced, so we're not going to look at that exactly yet. This is setting the tracking for selected characters. See, so that spaces things out a little bit better. Or leaves it normal. This option right here, which is your vertical scale, it will squeeze your letters down. That's at 20. That's 40. I'm sorry, 2040. That's 20. 50. So forth, right? Usually we set that at 100. Now when you change these on here and you start using that font, the earlier and easier method as we showed before, and you notice that your letters are squished down, it's probably because up here in this command palette for the text it has been changed. Okay, now you want your width up here. This is the width of your letters. See how that changes the size of those letters? It's changing them. So that's the width of your letters, right? See how that changed the width of them? Okay, this is the baseline. Basically, baseline is where it's going to appear in next to your cursor. See, so that changes that. I usually leave that at 0, and then of course you have your color. You can change your color of your font here, right? See that? So forth. And then of course this is your bold. You can make it bold here, italicized. If you want to use all cap letters, you can use that, or small letters. So each of these has different functions, and you have to play around with them to see what you want to use, as an underline, cross out, so forth. These are all pretty standard. And so that's how you add letters to Photoshop to any image that you want to. And there's a lot of things that you could do with this, and you could drag it around once you have it set. One thing I wanted to mention though at this point, and this is really important, if you want to select this, let's say you've clicked off it, you were working on something back, and you want to select, and you go on your, and you wanted to select your letters again, and let's say you were working on this layer here and you did something and you wanted to go back, click on your text tool over here in the palette, and you want to click as close to the lettering as you can. Now you see what happened there? It opened another layer, and that means I would add more letters. It wouldn't affect the one that's going to add more, right? So get rid of that palette. I want it to, so what you want to do is click on, there's a little line, and you want to click right on that line as close as you can, and you'll notice you'll get an underline here with a flashing cursor there. Now you can go back and change this, right? Or select it, whatever. So that's just another tip and trick on how to use text in Photoshop. I hope this video tutorial has helped you out with putting text on your image. This has been Mark Elmo Ellis with PhotoshopTrainingForum.com, where we show you how to clearly and concisely use Adobe Photoshop. God bless, and have a great day.